8 years now, September 2002, I used to regularly go up to London to attend some knowledge management talks. They were being organised and delivered by some alumni at the City University Business School. And they were the sorts of talks that you might get in a large city. They were in the evening, they were free, and they were run at the university. They would invite a guest speaker. You know, the presentation and conversation at the Q&A would last for about an hour. And then we'd go down the pub afterwards and go to the British tradition. Evenings, what do you think the best part of the evening was?
Leaving, going to the pub.
Going to the pub, jolly good. somebody always gets the answer right. Because to me, although down the pub, you know, we maybe talk about other things, a lot of the conversation around the presentation took place down the pub. And it wasn't structured in any way. There wasn't somebody telling you what you could talk about or what you couldn't talk about, or giving you time limits or whatever. You know, you talked to who you wanted to talk to about what you wanted to talk. It was a free-flowing conversation. And it kind of moved between personal things and maybe more professional things. And so this happened a little bit too often. And I just wanted to do something that was fundamentally different. I wanted to run these events in London, but I wanted to give the speaker maybe only 5 or 10 minutes to present, and then turn things over to conversation. Yeah? Theodore Zeldin again. The kind of conversation I'm interested in is one in which you start with a willingness to emerge a slightly different person. So he's not talking about debate, where really the goal is to intellectually defeat your opponent. He's talking about two people coming together to learn together through conversation. I've got nothing. The sort of conversation I'm interested in, the sort of conversation I want to see in my cafes, is this sort of conversation, so-called dialogue, rather than debate.
Part of the question, we were thinking, well, we want to do something about exploring what leadership means, what it means to us in the bank, and how we deal with it. And I guess the other key terms that were in this are looking at the concept of embracing complexity. What do we mean by the complex things we do? And how complex is the work that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, both in terms of the number of people we have to deal with, but also just the technical complexity of some of the issues that we have to deal with.
Yes, there was a suggestion of, well, who else has addressed a problem like this previously in the organisation, and who can we learn from? So we know people who have tackled this problem previously. Let's get a hold of them and make sure that they're in the conversation and part of the solution.
Kind of like the organisation structure doesn't really matter when you're trying to solve problems and dealing with complexity.
I hope it was a really good introduction to everyone to a different way of having not just meetings but conversations about exploring a topic that instead of sitting down and having another 5-day workshop to cover a tricky question, maybe all we need is just to sit down with some people and talk about it. So that was my take on today. So thank you very much, Dave.
Okay.